distinguished guests. Since one of the purposes of the Toastmasters meeting is to stay on time, I would like to begin this meeting by introducing the team that is going to help us do that. For those of you who are guests this morning, normally we have prepared speeches as a part of our meeting, but because of the installation of officers, we have removed that from this morning's meeting. However, we still do have several people playing some wonderful roles that are all vital to us staying on time and conducting this meeting as it should be. First of all, I would like to ask our table topics master, Lathan Wood. Would you please stand up and talk about your role for today?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, to all of our fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I am in charge of our table topics. This is the challenge of expressing concise thoughts on the fly, which is pretty much conversational talk. We're doing that within 2 minutes. We will have 2 minutes to qualify, 1 minute to actually make it, another 30 seconds, and then the time will go from there. But nevertheless, during this time of table topics where there's a random, pre-thought-out topic given, and then you will have to execute communication effectively. Can I ask that any of our guests, are you willing to participate in this fun, adventurous part of our...
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Lathan. Next week, without a general evaluator, we lose for today one of the 3 pillars, which is great evaluations make better speakers. In the general evaluator's case, great evaluations make better meetings. Our general evaluator this morning is Colleen Seidek.
Fellow Toastmasters, and yes, the role of general evaluator is to observe the meeting from start to finish and give evaluation of our performance and points for polish going forward. Thank you.
Though we do not have the prepared speech part of our meeting or the evaluation part of our meeting of the speakers, we still will be voting on one category today, and that will be best table topics speaker. And therefore, we need a ballot counter. And the gentleman who has stepped up into that role is one of our newer members. Happy to see the new members already jumping into the pool. Mr. Stan Murrow.
The ballot counter is very complex. It's to count the ballots.
And of course, another goal of Toastmasters is to help us become better speakers, part of which is learning to use proper grammar. As such, we have a grammarian at every meeting. Today, that role is being filled by both our ex-secretary and our incoming secretary, Mr. David Defoe.
I have a threefold role. First role is the counter. So if you're making a speech, I'll be counting those nasty little filler words where we start to talk and we don't know what to say, so we say something maybe like or. There are actually which are double touches with repeating the same word or phrase, and I'll also be counting, looking for grammatical errors, and I've begun to do that already. And if we had a word of the day, I would count use of the word of the day, but we don't have a word of the day, so you're off the hook for the word of the day.
We've developed a role over the past year or so with this club that seems very small and minute, but in fact, without it, the meeting will not start off on nearly as positive and energetic of a footing. And that is the role of greeter. And this morning, that role was filled by Martha Allen. Martha. Of course, as we develop as speakers, one of the tools that we use in this club is video. And each speaker is videotaped along with some of the other role players. That video is then passed on to us through email, and we're given a chance to post it online or not, but either way it serves as a great way to critique our own role in our own speaking. And this morning, I am very thankful that at the last minute, Lisa Barnett stepped up as videographer. So Lisa Barnett,
Thank you. It's my role to videotape the speeches, which we have none, the evaluations, which we have none, the inspirational moment and Toastmaster moment. So I will videotape those. I do not videotape the table topic speaking, so breathe easy. There's no videoing going on, and it is my pleasure for today. Thank you.
before I turn the lectern over to our inspirational moment and joke master for the morning, actually we'll start with our 60-second spotlight, which is Ann Starrett. I just want us all to take a moment and think about today's theme, which is leadership. And on a day when we have just installed a whole new group of leaders for our club, I want to just ask us all to think about one thing, and that is that leadership, if you define it in one word, according to John Maxwell, one of the foremost leadership speakers in the world, is influence. And I don't know how many of you ever stop to think about the fact that whether you intend to be leaders or not, every single one of us is a leader. Because every single one of us influences someone else in our lives, whether it's a family member, whether it's friends, co-workers, someone at church. Whatever you're doing in life, you're influencing somebody. And I want us all to really think about that, meditate on that, because somebody is watching how we behave, how we think, how we talk. All of those things are critical to us creating a better world for those around us. So I just want us all to think about that. And for those of us who have kids or grandkids, I have a great resource for talking about leadership to them. It's called Coaching Your Kids to Be Leaders, and the author is Pat Williams. Now, inside this book, one of the first things he talks about are 7 qualities of an effective leader. And I'm just going to I'd like to go through them really quickly this morning because, again, of time, I want to keep them short, but I want all of us to think about this, especially the incoming officers. The first quality you have to have is a vision. Without a vision, without a picture of where things are going, you have no leadership. Everyone has to be able to define the goal, the vision, very clearly for their leadership. And then the second quality is communication. You have to be able to make the goal so clear that you can communicate it effectively to anyone around you and define for them exactly how you expect them to help you achieve it. You do that using effective people skills. And I think that's where this club shines. From the greeter, which is the first communication that this club has with us as members and also with incoming guests, to the end of the meeting, this club shines in people skills. It's positive, it's energetic, and you know what? It's family-like. And that was pointed out earlier, and I think that's where this club excels. The fourth quality, and one of the 2 most important, is character. Absent of character, leadership becomes evil. Think about the worst dictators in the world. Think about the greatest atrocities that have been committed. All of those leaders, they have a vision. They have good communication. They have good people skills. They're very effective at getting people to join them in their quest for leadership. But they have no character. And absent of that, that's the difference between good and evil. The 5th quality is competence. You must be good at what you're doing. You must be competent at what you're doing. So the more you can learn about your role as a leader in your respective position in this club, the better and the more effective you will be in that role. The 6th is boldness, and I encourage every one of the incoming officers to lead with boldness. Lead with courage. Don't be afraid to take risks for this club, for the growth of this club. Be bold, like Lon was, in practically mugging every new guest that comes in to sign up that day to be a member of the club. And finally, the last and most important quality is servanthood. And we all know who the ultimate servant leader is. If we all remember who we are serving, this club will continue to grow. Those are the 7 qualities of effective leadership, and I'd like us all to keep those in mind as we go forward with the leadership of this club. With that being said, I would like to turn things over to, first, for our 60-second spotlight, Ms. Ann Starrett.